NAVI are in a very rough place here as we get ready for the dawn of Mirage, the home map of Team Spirit, one that many a team have tried and failed to take them down on. NAVI, no exception to that. Even back in Katowice, this was a bloodbath between these squads, and it wasn't even close. Spirit came out so far ahead of them there. NAVI don't want to repeat that. We've seen in this rematch that they've come into it with ideas, with game plans, but Donk is up to his usual tricks. This is something that NAVI have got to be aware of as we embark on the pistol. He will look to fight them in top mid.
They know it's coming, but can they stop it? Flash back for more. Donk gets dinked down low and hidden behind these boxes. Nowhere to go either. Zontix has got to help him out. Charging from under, Ema putting pressure on, and that forces Donk into the open. All NAVI needed was that kill. They've got it. They're going back towards B, and magixx won't last long either. 5v3. The plan for NAVI pays off.
Bomb has been planted.
Slow retake for Spirit. Oh, clean tap out of Zontix. That's the one that gets the blood pumping. They're going to wait for this smoke to fade. Kit on Chopper, bear that in mind. If this comes down to a last second retake attempt, Spirit are moving in, but NAVI haven't moved a muscle yet. One back from Chopper. He's the guy who's got to get on the bomb. Shiro dead, and this one won't come through for Spirit. NAVI, successful pistol to open up, and immediately they shut down Donk's signature aggro out through mid. That's a nice way for NAVI to start. Oftentimes, these pistols have looked to be locked in for Spirit.
Yeah, the question of predictability comes in and whether it is counterable, and NAVI seem to answer that call in the first round. Ema doesn't rush under in case Donk comes swinging, but as soon as they know he's top mid, that under player puts so much pressure that Donk must be open to a kill. And as soon as NAVI get it, they put that bomb down the B bomb site. Now it's just pistols and armor. Spirit don't wait long to force up. Coming into this map, there was only an 8 kill differential between the top and bottom player of Spirit across the series. For NAVI, that gap, 31. So Spirit is the better squad, but NAVI with the standout individuals. And we'll have to see which reigns true in this deciding map for the second playoff spot.
Last time these teams met, it was Bit who bared the full brunt of Team Spirit. He got 4 kills in the entire map of Mirage. So going to be keeping a keen eye on him today, as he doesn't want history to repeat itself. He's already in with a second here and now, opening up the B players. Bit. And so looking to get past this force buy from Team Spirit, but in comes Donk. He arrives quickly and swiftly, makes his presence known on the Deagle. 2 out of Donk on the Deeg. Zontix wins his fight over at Shore, and it's just JL left in the hot seat. Plant comes in, and a reposition from JL. Puts a bit of distance between himself and that bomb. Spots out Chopper. Nice shot. Got to be ready to deal with Zontix. Last seen over on short, but the reposition was fast. Back turned, and JL caught out in the open, out in no man's land. Zontix stands and delivers. The round is Spirit's on the force buy.
Great reset, great patience for Zontix, knowing that he just has that slither gap that if JL wants to cross towards Cat, he's going to be open for the taking. And it takes a couple of shots, but he gets it over the line. Some fancy Deeg work on the B bomb site for Donk. And him and Zontix dragged up from the Academy squad in the Academy era and trying to make an era of their own in Spirit. Without a doubt, the front runners for the trophy here in Copenhagen. Can NAVI put that under question, or can Spirit take that spot clean?
And they're the only ones from the those front runners that you mentioned, the ones who have proven they can do it on the big stages, that have found all this success in the elimination stage. Everyone else having small missteps along the way.
Of course, some bigger than others. Yeah. FaZe getting 13-1 today.
magixx reposition. be able to catch them crossing. That's going to fall man at the back of the site as Zontix tries to spam them down. He'll reposition. That kind of leaves magixx all alone there, fighting on an island. And so NAVI will secure the bomb plant here. Zontix claims one back.
Slow and steady. Spirit like to take their time on these retakes. This is a perfect example of one of those rounds. They can wait the smokes out. They've got one man on catwalk, and NAVI don't have a lot of positions to play.
Yeah, this is going to be a brawl as they come out through the market. Chopper jumping, feeds that Mag-10 up close, and Wonderful's taking space away. When it comes to clutches, it's no contest. Wonderful has been the best in them throughout the series. Looking to stop Donk, but the defuse held. Wonderful calls his bluff. And so Donk wins it with the stick. When Wonderful's in that clutch there, he just can't envision a world where Donk isn't fighting, where Donk isn't putting faith in the aim and his mechanics. And so the stick of that bomb, that one is going to hurt. And for Wonderful, someone who's offered up so many clutches across the series for NAVI, that's the one that eludes him.
That's crazy, because he's actually further than Donk's even ready for. That's why Donk sticks. He thinks there's no way Wonderful comes out of the market. And of course, Donk knows that Wonderful expects him to fight. So it's a perfect time to change the game. Right when we were saying that maybe some of the things that Spirit do are predictable, even if they're effective. Donk does the inverse of the expectation, and NAVI slips through the cracks. They're out mid now. Rifles in play. Zontix from the catwalk takes the first kill of the round. NAVI won't swing for the trade. The bomb is up here at top mid as well. Or bit pressures B, that might cause some commotion in the Spirit ranks. It certainly peels Zontix back to the site. But Donk with eyes on the prize.
I mean, NAVI have put so much into trying to take control of the early game here, right? Even the decision to force again around the bomb plant and the 1v1 attempt. There's so much being put into trying to knock Spirit down early and get off to a good start for NAVI, but if they fall down here, it's looking like they're going to. Spirit are off to the races on this CT side. Up into the window, Shiro waiting in the smoke as well. There's one kill back the other way from JL, but it can't just be a one and done. Ema walking the smoke, and he hears that double rotate out.
They've got to go.
Shiro posted, ready to get involved, but he might never even be needed. Donk opens, chases down JL over on shore, and Ema's just too late to the fray. Donk with the turnaround.
Oh, he's back. He is back in fighting form. It's felt like a couple of average maps, or even below average, because our expectation of this guy is so high, but he is hitting headshots right now. He is knocking NAVI out. Great shots for Donk again. And you notice as well, as soon as they get this kill and lower, magixx climbs up into the B apartments. That's because he knew off the assist, that was the B player he did damage to, who is now under. That gave Spirit so much room to lean back into B, knowing apartments was probably clear, and the NAVI had to be coming up cat. The way that Spirit play with such little info is lovely. More standard mid-round here for Spirit, wide on both sides. Zontix out cat, Donk down below. Shiro's freed up to play whatever he wants with the AWP. He's back in the spawn. Maybe we have a fake out here from JL, but he's only got a deagle. The rest of his team towards the B site.
Here's the obscene beauty of Spirit, though. Like, with how good this mid-hold is between Zontix and Donk, all the info they get from this, they have this for free. NAVI don't even want to risk challenging for it. Not in this round. They don't even throw in the illusion that mid-control was going their way, and that's because, you know, versus this squad, a top mid smoke, anything of the sort, it's all ineffective. And so just with these pistols, they try to get out over towards B. They're going late into middle. That's a certain death sentence for Wonderful. And so this one's looking to get put to rest very cleanly. Couple of missed shots for magixx. This could lead to something here as Bit runs him down. Zontix is already set up over its short, so there shouldn't be a bomb plant here.
Sneaky. He goes under that angle that Alexi has. Deny the bomb with a spray. It's Bit firing back through the smoke. There is an option here. Can Alexi get that gun in time? Donk has made sure he cannot. Pushed up, spams him out, and looks to shut down this round. They're just running it through. He's dead. He's one way or another. He's dead. I've never seen that. It was a round nonetheless.
Chopper looked disturbed.
It's terrifying. There's ghosts in the server.
And that's certainly Spirit, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Able to safeguard that round after Bit made it a little interesting with his kills over towards B. Few missed shots from magixx, and that was all it took for NAVI to move in. But still, you know, as mentioned, NAVI were kind of vying for control of the early game here. They were trying to battle Spirit for that good start, that hot streak, and Spirit win it out.
magixx is a really nice player to watch on this B-bomb site as well, because he's, you know, you got to consider how often he's going to be left alone in this position when Zontix is often fighting Donk with Donk in middle. We saw on that one, sure, not this round, but on that one rush round, how far he got back when he saw them, you know, full sending B, got a smoke on the bench, able to just buy a lot of time. And when you get that front bench smoke down, you've also provided a room for your team to come out the market door and deny that plant. So, yeah, magixx is definitely a capable player in this position. Spirit Mirage, says the notes that Blade reads. And no question that NAVI have done their homework today, but is it just that? Because this is the exam, this is the true test. Spirit looking for an A star.
As mentioned, going to be keeping a very close eye on Bit and what he's able to bring to the table. Bit of a vintage look there from your assuming Chopper.
I'm going to presume Chopper, yeah. 8 majors, 4 with Vega Squadron, his 4th now with Spirit. magixx with over 5 years on this organization.
Which is mad because he was so young when he joined it anyway. Yeah. But, you know, it's clear that they've liked him here. It's clear that Chopper's liked having him by his side.
I remember,
very malleable player. That was something we always said early on. You know, Chopper can make magixx into exactly what he needs and whatever he wants.
I mean, magixx went from the star of a Spirit squad to now the most supportive element of it. And it's been great watching him adapt as a player over the years. Right now we have an A execute here for NAVI, but they're going after the smokes.
It's interesting because for NAVI, you know, the thing they tried to do in these other maps was try and take Donk on head-on in his positions, but it's clear that mid is just off the table for NAVI.
Oh, Chopper.
They don't want to risk running into it. Now Chopper will miss this timing on players sneaking in. JL finds him on the entry. Nice follow-up kill to Shiro. Running through the smoke is Donk, but it's just a one and done. Zontix attempts to reel them in, but battled at the stairs. Ema chomps down. Gets on the board, better late than never. First kill, and it's a big one. It stops that from getting any closer. NAVI, a little A-pop throw in the way of Spirit, and that's all it takes to break in.
It's not even a pop. I'm so surprised that worked as well as it did for NAVI, right? They throw a full execute. They don't throw any flashes behind it. It seems like a 1D smoke, and a 1D fake, rather. And then NAVI just walk out. The whole time, Chopper sat default holding Palace, and they get to sandwich. They actually walk past him without checking default. The second he turns is when JL swings Palace. So he knew it was a layup for a Palace swing, but he just didn't realize how deep NAVI got off of that contact move. So surprised that Spirit had no idea what was going on there. And yeah, sure, Shiro follows up with a missed shot. Suddenly you're down 3 on 5. There's no hope. There's no saving that round. Talking about magixx, you know, do you remember Paris, or more specifically Copenhagen, where the RMRs were played for that last major, and when we saw Spirit get eliminated there, 0-3, absolutely owned, and it just felt sad watching magixx give that post-game interview, like ready to cry, and Spirit realizing that after, you know, back-to-back top 8s at majors, even a top 4 in Antwerp, and near enough the final against FaZe, that they were going to be missing the major completely. I mean, that was with Wonderful on this team. Yeah. They cut, you know, strong upcoming players in Siren and Patsy and Wonderful, and they completely built from the ground up again. And now we have this, you you know, game-defining roster.
I mean, you talk about players that were ready to cry. Shiro is one that springs to mind, right? And he's really found a home within this team.
Same event.
One that have taken him to new heights.
It is beautiful to see both those players that you mentioned, the magixx and Shiro, find some success, and then Wonderful, who was cut from that very roster, styling on them today as well. Everyone planting their feet firmly in the ground, but only one will lock in that undeniable 3-0 spot. And all the arrows, all the signs point to Spirit. NAVI encroach on this A site for a connector split. Shiro's AWP too far away, so it will be saving if this goes successfully for NAVI. That smoke gives a bit of room to climb up on the stairs. And so the pressure is on Chopper, the only one in the site with magixx.
For NAVI, I think they're feeling very good about this round. They've put so much attention over towards A that finally mid's open, and that's been the one consistency in all the gun rounds so far, is that the mid is just a no-go, not with Donk and Zontix there, and they're such a feature piece of the Spirit squad. So NAVI know they've forced the shuffle, they've forced the reposition out of Spirit. Right now Spirit are going to try give a bit of time, lend a bit of time to Zontix on a backstab who's rooting all the way in through the spawn, but they actually go early. They go fighting ahead of the flank, not even needed. Wonderful left up in this one all alone, and with 20 seconds left, he can't go for this. And so Spirit crunched down on that A play. In the blink of an eye, NAVI went from not seeing anyone, not fighting anyone, to having just players flying across the screen. That double push out from CT works wonders.
Yeah, Spirit also know two things. One, you know, while Shiro's taking that shot, you know, he's got a kill on the cross. All eyes are on jungle. Suddenly Spirit can swing off of it, but they also know that, you know, letting Zontix take first contact there, well, NAVI will probably get comfortable, they'll probably get control, get good positions and get the plant. So they'd much rather just throw themselves in, and even if NAVI trade them out, the flank will come right then after and win the round. So Zontix not required, but what he does give Spirit is all the information. And yeah, still sickening. Chopper running through with a double kill. And NAVI kicking themselves. Like you said, it felt like that. The setup was perfect for them, but a mid-round push answers it for Spirit. Galil round the save door.
Spirit just so oppressive on this CT side. Nothing feels safe. NAVI is scared moving into every part of the map. And so it's triggering these very slow T-side rounds where everything's uncertain. We have that double mid hold back for Zontix and Donk. NAVI look to avoid it for now, grouping over towards the apartments. Actually, no, they're going to move out in the middle. Top mid smoke in. Flash through for Spirit, trying to tee Donk up. The AWP is there watching on, and he gets that info with a shot rallied past him. He'll reposition down into the connector. Spirit are not done fighting for middle just yet. Not as Chopper moves into the fray. Joins up with Donk in the connector. Lower could look to lock in that kill, and the AWP will deliver onto Donk. So they've dealt with the connector contingency here for Spirit. Suddenly Shiro on the rotate back around just misses that timing, but he's going to be in CT in time at least. That's what you got to tell yourself now if you're Team Spirit, as this is now a rescue operation. Time could decide this. magixx swinging out from triple, looks to make it so. Bomb away from NAVI, and magixx continues. A bastion of resistance up in the A site. It falls to Shiro and the wonderful AWP. 1v1, and Shiro walks him down. Team Spirit lock in a clutch. And that's now twice to open up Mirage that Wonderful has fallen short in these clutch rounds. That's where Wonderful's been shining. That's where he's excelled. And they've both gone against him.
What an unbelievable 2v5 coming out of Spirit. How can you expect magixx to pull that off and to find that third kill? Ice cold for Shiro. He's always been a clutch AWP. You gotta be. And he just sneaks in and calls Wonderful's bluff. Who must be feeling like he just can't make the right move in these 1v1s. He doubts Donk. And and he calls out Shiro both times. It comes up for Spirit. Donk has had enough. Back to his usual tricks at top mid, inside of the smoke as it fades. That's a huge trade for the AWP. Wonderful still got the numbers to his name, but they need more than that. They need rounds. magixx swinging out ugly off the MP9. JL's trapped at the moment, but Chopper can't finish him.
Shiro watches on from back at jungle. Tight line for the AWP. Chopper, meanwhile, hanging out behind triple, is vulnerable to this push-up through the connector from Ema. Ema's been a non-factor in this series. And not in this round either. Caught by Chopper, back-turned. Very awkward timing for the turnaround there. Missed shot out of Shiro's AWP. Maybe that gives NAVI a fighting chance here. Are they ready for Chopper? They'll spam him out. 3v2 with the bomb plant coming in for NAVI. Shiro's backing up. He's out of there. They're going to write this one off and give NAVI their respects in this round. Key openers for JL over at ramp. And a key trade for Wonderful in mid onto Donk. It's so important to put a stop to him there when he's going for that aggression up in the top mid. It's this same twosome from Nuke trying to stand and deliver for NAVI. And sure, you know, we touched on how Wonderful falls down in those clutch moments, and those are usually where he's so good. But he kind of needs to build back up to that point now, right? The rhythm of the game has been going in favor of Spirit. If he can still provide in the mid-round, in the openers on this AWP, he will find his impact. There's no doubt he's doing that right now.
Yeah, Blade staring sternly on as well. This one is pretty tight to begin, despite the clutches coming through for Spirit. Without them, this would be a very close map, so Spirit can't get too comfortable at the moment, calling out a second time out of their own. Deep breath for Donk. I like how Alexi was willing to sacrifice himself to just set Wonderful up for that must-win trade in middle.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the one consistency across this all for NAVI is that Wonderful's look good. So Alexi is more than willing to throw his life down if it means knocking out one of the big problem players for Spirit. You'll take a trade like that, right? You'll trade Alexi for a Donk over in mid.
Fantastic bargain. Instas land, and Shiro sends himself out under with Donk side by side. That's a change of tune here. Donk's able to stand in a very powerful position with Shiro covering him with the AWP. But none of this matters because it's an A-pop anyway. It's only Chopper under the balcony. Winning this should be an impossibility right now. Zontix has that cross. Donk is here just in time. He's run the gun into the A site, but he can't find a target as JL appears through the smoke. 2-on-4 now. Deagle dead. Shiro saving. NAVI breakthrough again.
All right, as we said, you'll take the Alexi B trade. He comes up with a big round for NAVI. You can feel it across these first few rounds of the T side as they've gone on this little streak now. Alexi's trying to kind of exert his presence, his ownership over the calling of this map. And he's done a good job for the most part of shuffling around the Spirit defense. You're seeing him come to grips with the decisions they're making and getting ahead of them in these calls. That one there, admittedly, you know, Spirit don't have everything to play with. They've got guys on pistols. It's a pretty stripped back buy. But good reads, good calls from Alexi, parting a path forward for NAVI. One where they can look to recover this T side. They even go hunting for the AWP, but Shiro's going to get out with it. He even fires the shot back. Crazy. That is mad. And Alexi, they very vocally said they just have one gun. But that one gun is Shiro on the AWP. And these last few rounds, Shiro has been looked over for the most part. He's been dodged. This is one where he might look to get involved early, try to put that AWP to good use.
He's been playing from the back line. He's been having his kills into the window gap, into...
Not in this round, man. Look at him go.
Into the jungle cross. But now, it's absolutely the time to get involved for Shiro. Alexi's about to find out the hard way where this AWP lies on another A hit. And he is They're going to hear the pin pulls as well. Shearo's going to have a little bit of warning on this execute.
NAVI know exactly what this round has in store. They know that this orb is the only threat, but it might be an incredible threat to deal with. Shiro opens now, combat orping, trapped in and burnt by the molly. That is a Hail Mary of a play out of Shiro. One that he's just hoping connects. Ima's given away a gun over in middle. The push out through ramp has slowed right down. Chopper dead under the balcony. Donk moves in with this AK that's been gained from mid. Zontix is still a threat. It's him and Donk to try salvage this for Spirit. Contact on a Donk. They deal with him cleanly. The Deagle as Zontix is nearly able to hold on. They do buy a little bit of time for magixx. There's a gun dropped here. There's an AWP dropped here. magixx on the backstab. The AWP picked up. The golden gun gained on the wrap round. As he looks in, missed shot for magixx. And JL will lock him out on that AWP.
What a move for NAVI to just cement their feet in place and not move a muscle. A sigh of relief. They do not try and plant, they do not try and reposition, they just wait, knowing they're in the battleground of guns and the magixx must be coming in soon. I mean, that's the B anchor, they can read the big flank. So a start from Shiro, but no jump shot connecting. And magixx misses his one opportunity.
This is NAVI trying to tie up the half here.
Yeah.
And they're very close to achieving that goal. Spirit have been a little flustered in these last few rounds. Having to shake around the defense time and time again. Good trade for Donk. Shiro replies through that smoke in middle. And with Donk in fighting form, looking to lock them out of the A site, he's done his part in the round. Wonderful crosses under. Will nail that first shot, but Donk and Shiro, quick work made of the A play. Spirit do not give up an even half.
Yeah, it's still a nice call for NAVI to show some confidence towards the end, but every time they've done that in this series, it's just been a slam dunk from Team Spirit. Think about Nuke in overtime, where NAVI get a clean first half, they go running out for an A hit, they get massacred. So a reality check again, but Spirit no doubt been tested in this series today. Time to move to where often their better half is on this T side. The one time we saw Spirit lose this match to Mouse in the RMR on this map as well, it was off the back of not being able to get it going on a T half. Now they just got to finish the job. A few rounds from the top 8. Bits and bobs of util for NAVI. The same story for Spirit. Shiro with a P250. Looking to be lethal on a B entry. It's a read. 3 here for NAVI. They know what's up.
There's no doubting that Alexia Blade have put the work in terms of piecing these calls and these rounds together. They've got the stack over towards B in the pistol. 3 strong here. But having the right read has never been the problem for NAVI. It's in the execution, it's in dealing with it. So let's see if they're up to the task. JL smoked off over at short as Wonderful wrestles with them. First kill off that USP, he's gonna play through the smoke. Wonderful making a move, and he locks them out with a second. Now it's just Chopper left in the round, pinned in a corner over at short. Everyone from NAVI looking his way. He'll elude capture for now, but it's no mystery where he's gotten to. 4 crosshairs trained in on him as JL and Wonderful put up 2 apiece to make that pistol round happen.
Yeah, it's a really flat pistol for Spirit, just basic B contact play. And when NAVI make the very, typical gamble of 3 players at B on a pistol, it's easy for Wonderful to go missing inside of that smoke after a 5v4, pop out behind, take another kill, and by that point NAVI are 5 up, flooding onto the bomb site. Spirit never get the runway to get a bomb plant and get comfortable. They desperately require that first entry kill. So now this game looks to be leveled out after a full eco from Team Spirit.
Alexi. Yeah, just drop the molly. It's a good idea.
I think Zontix has dropped this Deagle for Donk, who bought armor.
I mean, we always say if there's one thing that's obvious, Spirit have a lot of faith in Donk. They know just how good he is.
Well, they need more than ever, not just in this round, because Spirit have never looked as
Alexi, you're going to be in very hot water soon now. He's often good at containing these rushes, is Alexi B. He's got support from JL as well over on short. So it's not just a one-man army over towards the B site. And they'll come spilling in. JL dealing with the players out through window. That lets Alexi just home in on the exit out through the doors of apartments. And it's cleanly done versus the Pistols. A 5 alive round for NAVI to tie this game up. And really over these last few rounds, you've seen Alexi kind of exerting his control over the game. Spirit won that one right there to close out the kind of end of the half, but up until that point, NAVI were on a 3-round streak. Now they're building up 2 in a row on the CT side. Questions being put to Spirit. Alexi, he has come into this prepped.
Yeah, where are the answers? Ema, he was a bit of a liability on the T side, lurking in mid, often just dying on his own with nothing. 4 and 11 in this map, but still feeling confident enough to try his hand at the top mid push. Finds nothing. It's a B rush instead. It's only Alexi in the site. JL's quick on catwalk. He's been the hero of this series for NAVI, but his captain's been cut down by Donk on the entry, who goes up to double, and Spirit should take this round with ease.
There's a little hint. They've been looking to bully this B site. They've been looking to bully it all throughout the opening of this T side so far. Started here in the pistol, went there in the partial buy / eco, lent there in the first rifle round. They want to throw doubt the way of Alexi. They want to get back in his head just like he's got in theirs. Even on the exit here, not even these saves are guaranteed. Going for a bit of damage right near the end. That's a nice transfer out of Ema.
Smoke's a problem. They got to go through it, really. And they will. The spam will connect. And now they get with a couple of guns. There's something to say from Spirit. Expensive nonetheless, but they get the first rifle round locked in. Mind game's already getting put to Alexi B on this B site right now. 3 in a row. Same kind of thing. Just contact.
I mean, if you're able to make Alexi feel uncomfortable individually and like B's a problem, that's when concessions have to be made, right? That's when you have to move away from your game plan. Ema's still trying to fight for this mid control, but he will get out of there.
Late mid take for Spirit. They know what Ema's going to be doing. They need that push up, but it's more passive to start. Wonderful missed the jump. He got a boost instead for ladder. He's got all eyes on middle already. Spirit hold off for a play from NAVI. Nothing will get given. Bit meanwhile, Solo A also had a very quiet series today. Even the weak points.
I think that's what NAVI are having to try and deal with right now, is the idea that they do have some quiet voices within the team. But over these last few rounds, Ema trying to get involved. He's eager to be involved in these plays. Cancelled out by Donk, sure, but wonderful, keeps it even. This is the real clash of the Titans over here in mid, that wonderful Donk head-to-head.
NAVI have just done such a great job of trading Donk after one all day. Like, it feels like his multi-kills have been far fewer in this matchup. You know, he's usually so good at just piecing together perfect shots, but the result is instantaneous for NAVI. Wonderful gets that trade. Back to the B bomb site now with 2 players as Spirit do the expected.
Back to trying to bully Alexi, but this time he's brought a friend to the party. He's brought Wonderful, top of the board, top of the charts. And so he's got support in this B play. Alexi will lose his teammate. Only 8 seconds left. Shiro's found him over the lip of apartments. And so a 2v2 gives way. Zontix and Shiro, plenty of time to get set up here. Bit makes the jump up towards short. And so he's going to get here quickly, but as Shiro repositions onto the bench, he can pick and choose his battles here. Swings out early. First man falls. It's JL or nothing for NAVI.
He's in.
Star of that first map. Shades of it here on Mirage, but he has got to deliver in this clutch. Zontix is free. He knows where Shiro is. Time is of the essence for JL, and time might elude him as Shiro knocks him out of the round. Just shy of another clutch. And he is frustrated on the tail end of that one.
Yeah, a couple of missed 1v1s for JL on the B-bomb side of Mirage in this game. And if you consider the monstrous impact he had to start the series, it's quite a fall from grace, and it's a painful one as well. Snapped ankles as Shiro shuts down another round against NAVI. 9-7 now. Broken.
JL, he's got to try and, channel this frustration into something. He can't let it get to him. If he kind of breaks mentally now, this is done for NAVI.
It's been the most reliable piece alongside Wonderful. Okay, a stack. I'm not going to get over worried here because it is only pistols and Zeus's, but this one's in a nice place.
I mean, the big question mark, the big what if is just what if Ema had shown a bit of a better face here? If he can get warmed up.
How about this?
He can get a Zeus kill to open, but he's got 29 kills in the entire series.
That's how he
JL had 40 on Nuke.
Yeah. Well, Ema ended last match v Spirit in Katowice with 29 kills as well. All right, JL got to wait a little bit for that to reload, to recharge. Chopper can come through. We're going to hear the bleep. Oh, he won't live long enough. It's nice and easily done for Spirit. 5 alive on the anti-eco as NAVI come through with a final hurrah in this 2-0 matchup.
And this really does have to be the last hurrah. This has to be the turning point for NAVI, or else this one gets away from them and Spirit will not let up. That's the thing. They're a very, very good team at playing from the lead. You can feel it, like the calls that Chopper's willing to make, the gambles, the pace that goes behind it. Everything starts to lean in the style of Spirit's favor when they're playing from the front like this, and they know they've got NAVI right where they want them. A bye between Spirit and locking in this game and a playoff appearance at the first major in Counter-Strike too.
What can be so hard for any, game-defining team, any era-establishing team is staying ahead of the game and not, everyone's looking at you, everyone's watching your demos, everyone knows your plays, everyone knows your individuals, and you have to constantly adapt and constantly innovate. And even in this game, in this series where NAVI have solved problems and have answered questions to what Spirit bring to the table, they still sit above and beyond. They still sit ahead in a very difficult game. And so here they are, trying to close it out cleanly on the third map.
Ema tries to get involved early.
Gotta admire his confidence to still go for these plays with the day he's had. Sending up top mid round after round, but tapered, knows when to cut it. Supports Wonderful's AWP down below. Spirit delayed on the mid take again. Bombs outside of A. And they just want their pick first.
I mean, this one's just so much slower from Spirit. They want NAVI to waste what little util they have. They want NAVI terrified, quaking in their boots as they finally set their sights on middle. And this A play, mid's needed for the A split. JL tried to get involved early. Only a bit of damage done to Chopper. They'll up and leave. They're going to leave Shiro over here in mid to whittle down the rotates. In the meantime, the point man, the front man, Donk and Zontix both ready to explode out either end of this A site. Ema and Bit, crossfire set up between the two of them. Bit draws the attention, but Ema is deleted. Donk might be dead, but magixx is still here to play. Wonderful, it's all or nothing now. This AWP is getting bullied with util. He's burning alive, and that's how he falls. The guy who felt like he could do no wrong for NAVI, burnt out, burnt to a crisp on the stairs, and with it, their hope in this series as Spirit surge ahead. No money for NAVI, and only rounds away from the playoffs for Spirit.
Where so many favorites, so many proven rosters, so many tier 1 teams have faltered in these stages, as they always do. Majors rife with upsets, rife with underdogs. It feels written in the stars, written in the script, that Spirit are going to be there and going to go the distance.
Terrorists win.
And right now, they're doing everything they can to make that so. Divine Intervention gives a gun to Alexi at the end. But NAVI, that was their economy, bottomed out against 11 rounds. They might have to concede playoff point to buy up in the next.
I mean, some of the greatest minds in Counter-Strike have not been able to solve the Spirit problem. We got a real taste of that when they faced off against Carrigan and Co in the finals in Katowice, but also here in the rematch between Blade and Alexi versus the brains and brawn of this Spirit squad. It's not looked to shape up well. They had that 13-0 over against the Glaive-led squad in the Armas to get here. There's so many fantastic, tenured, storied individuals. These IGLs with reputation, these coaches with years in the game and countless achievements haven't been able to solve the Spirit problem. And so it felt almost fated that they would run through and get to these playoffs cleanly, and they're looking to do that now. If they can break through the pistols here, that one hero gun, they are on the home stretch. And Donk leads the way. JL and Alexi left up in this one. A play attempted from JL. He hides in the smoke. Alexi alongside him, and as they fade, they'll get cut down. Just JL left with a USP and a dream. And it's not gonna happen, is it? No one else can find any success. They'll spam him before that smoke even fades. He sits in a gray screen the whole round. And so Spirit are one round away from doing it. A clean 3-0 into the playoffs, tested on that first map, sure, by NAVI, but no contest throughout the remainder.
And they'll hear that scream in their nightmares. Donk lets them know this is his server, this is his dominion, and this is Spirit's success. You can feel it. One more round, one more buy, one more chance for NAVI to throw themselves into Spirit's clutches. Ema thinks better of it. A superstar at the last major, and yet to reach that peak again. JL and Wonderful have done everything they can today. 40 kills in the first map for JL, but that's the thing with Spirit. Even though they've only lost one match on LAN in this year, with a trophy in their pocket at one of the biggest events in Counter-Strike, you can start strong, but finishing them is a very different story. It's an A execute yet again. It's back to their winning ways. Only Bit and JL in the sight.
And Spirit, as per usual, they've waited, they've let this pressure seep in to the ranks of NAVI, and it's this pressure that they're relying upon to break them. NAVI will feel the weight of this loss, the weight of this disappointment. They said Donk could be beaten, he could be counted, but not in this series, not today. Chopper playing with his food. magixx opens the beginning of the end for NAVI here on Mirage, and playoffs on the line for Spirit. Just 2 more kills between them and that inevitable goal. Alexi goes tumbling down, and with it, Spirit book their spot in the playoffs. The team that is truly here to win it all, and they run through cleanly, 3-0. Fear gripping those teams that still remain in earshot of the playoffs as Spirit show up in